Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Oddbalz from CZT Francoise Lip. I hope I got that correct. All right, so this is a neat fill-in tangle, although I'm sure there's probably a way you could make this like a border if you wanted to. I'm going to put a solid border on mine. All right. And this one, we could call it, we should probably call it a grid pattern, but we have like channel grids, I guess you could call it. And, let's see if I can get 4 in here. 1. I did my version of the step out with 3 lines in between. Okay. Oh, no, that'll work. Okay. I was thinking, it's going to be really big at the end. Not too bad for eyeballing it. Okay. And so this is what's interesting. If you just look at the pattern, not the pattern, the tangle, the finished work, I should say. I remember being surprised by a couple things. Number one, that it's like a channel grid, and just how it's constructed. So it's really, really interesting. Okay, so, and of course you can start, whichever way you want. I am gonna start. That's just because it feels right. So we're going to do, as the name suggests, odd size balls or orbs. And so this is sort of I want to say difficult-ish. So we're going to I'm going to put a small orb here, and then right next to it, a big orb. Spacing is where my brain was going. Words were not coming out, though, unfortunately. It's just spacing. So you want to leave a little room, but what you have to judge is, I'm going to make this little orb. I need to make enough room for the big orb. Of course, it just comes to me now. You could do the big orb first and then do the small ones. If that works better for you, then do that. So we're going to so inside the first channel, I don't know which way to think about it better. Inside the channel or on the line. Maybe on the line to the left, we have small. To the right, we have big. Skip 1. And then same thing. And then, what I did in my step out, I'm going to do partials here, even though they don't necessarily. But so here would start the next one with a smaller orb. Okay, then we're going to alternate, and I'm going to do the full ones first. So we'll start on the line that's empty. And then here. And then I'm going to come back to here because what would be here is the bigger orb. And of course, this, you don't have to do it this way. If you look at the step out, she doesn't do that. It's just the full ones, not partial. So I just, me, I like to be different. All right, and we're going to continue down this path. Highly recommend. I don't always pay attention to my own suggestions, but starting the orb on the line is helpful, so that way you don't get, did I do it? I guess I was pretty good on these. Okay, and then here we'll have a little one. Because I was doing them where I normally do, like on top, but I found I'm less likely to have the little tag on afterwards. Doing it this way. All right, putting it on that line. All right, and then here, I'm gonna say, or dare say, this one is a bit forgiving in the way that it's constructed. So, don't worry too much about, if it's uneven, it's not going to matter. So the next step is we're essentially going to put the next grid line, like if we were normally doing a grid pattern, we would do both sides. But this, we're hollow bowing essentially underneath these. So I'm going to, if you want to start here, like so you could go from the center, you could always do that. And then kind of like we would do hollow bow. Like I say, this one, it's not necessarily going to matter because you could just air draw. This is such a big distance. It's not going to be as crucial, I guess, to carry your pen through as if you're drawing. Although, it never hurts to just do it. And I'm not worrying about if I'm hitting the center. I'm just kind of trying to make a straight line. You could bend it. You could. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Okay, when I do this again, I'm going to have to try this because it just occurred to me. Oh, what fun would it be to make all of these lines curvy? And then these ones could be curvy too. And then, that could be interesting. All right, next. Now, actually, before I do the next is kind of more like decoration. So this is your essential framework, your tangle. I'm going to do it as the step out shows. She does also show a couple variations, but I'm going to do the standard because I like it. All right, and so starting on where you a box where you have the little orb in the lower, what would this be, lower right hand corner. And I'm just going to do these straight lines. You could do whatever you want. And she has, like I said, has a couple of examples there in the step out. And then skipping. So this is kind of like a Knight's Bridge type of thing where we are making a checkerboard. Just as we alternated all of these oddballs, we're going to alternate the decoration in between. And it's kind of neat because we're going around what's there. And then, of course, we're going to alternate on the bottom side. And I'm going to just start up here because that's what I like to do. And so not crossing over anything. It's just what a neat concept. And then when we do some shading, it'll be even more magical. All right, so while I'm doing this, let me tell you the stuff I usually throw in the end. And that is to check out the description section. And if you have trouble finding it, well, the minute you find it, they'll change the app or change something, and then it'll move. Generally, underneath the video or below it, you usually will see my name and little picture thing, and then sometimes it's like the first few words of what I put in the description section, and somewhere, usually to the far right side, usually underneath, but sometimes I've seen the little, I call it a carrot, like this little down arrow-ish type of thing. Like at the end, or if it says like read more, that kind of thing. That's the trick, because on my phone app, it's different, of course it is, than what I have, what I see on my desktop. So, like I said, it's just going to matter. It's just going to matter as to what app you have. But I just want to let you know, because every once in a while somebody will mention that they have difficulty finding that. And I have difficulty finding it myself. So every once in a while I like to just mention. I almost did that. It's like, sometimes I shouldn't talk and do at the same time, but I didn't do it, so that's good. All right, and just for ease, I'm going to flip my tile, and we'll do this way. Yes. Always alternating. So below the links for the step outs, there is my Linktree link, and there you will find ways to connect with me if you wish. So all social media and things like that. Let me though highlight. Unfortunately, I'm not on. I primarily live on Facebook. I keep working to get into a habit of checking, and I do check periodically, at least to put likes and comments and things. So do connect. Look at, there we go. And I want to highlight on Facebook besides liking my page, if you want to be a part of of the conversation, I like to say sometimes, and the fun, and want to join a community of tanglers, we would love to have you. There's a link there. There are 4 questions, though, that you must answer in order to gain entry. I always like to, I say that every time because I want to make sure you know. And it kind of outlines the rules, and, and stuff like that. So it's just 4 questions. 4 questions / statements. I try to word it so that way it makes sense. Like, yes, you need to answer in this way. But anyway, so that's there. And I'll finish the rest in a minute. Okay, so now that we have this, and it's kind of neat just like that. Do you have to shade? No. Is it fun to shade? Yes. So one way, and this is how I did it in my version of the step out, and I really liked it, so I'm going to repeat it, is I'm just going to put a little C-shaped curve line with the pencil lightly. And, it is neat. You know what? You don't really have to blur it out, do you? But I kind of like it, so I'm going to do it lightly. Let's try it lightly. I can always come back. And what I like to do sometimes with this is make the C shape maybe smaller than I think, because as you're doing this, you're spreading it out. You could almost make it like this, like almost a circle. And it just creates a neat effect. Not quite, just almost. Yeah, that's fun. And then I'm going to fill in those little orbs, the little ones, because I think it's cute. And we'll leave a little bit of a shine. So I usually put a little orb in there and then fill in the rest. And then you can, with your pen, I call it shaving because that's a shave away. Well, actually, that's what it looks like. I'm shaving away a little of the white that I've left there in order to create the shine the way I want to. Trick is to make this orb bigger than you think. And sometimes, I forget what tangle it was, and it was something like this, and when we were filling in, it was like, why is that so small all of a sudden? Because you're not considering that. Let me do it over here. When we're drawing the orb, we're seeing the orb part, the pen, but when we fill it in, then we're just seeing the interior, and it's smaller than what it looks like just like that, right? It's just an interesting concept. So do it bigger than you think, then you can always adjust it down from there. And if you're interested in tangling with people online, we'd love to have you join us there too. I do classes twice weekly, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is always free. And both I do 2 sessions. I started doing it a long time ago and then just feel the need to continue, so I do. Oh, that one ended up in the center. Oh well, it's all good. Okay, like I said, Thursdays are free. They're called Tangle Time. The 3rd Tuesday of the month is called Tough Tangle Time. That one is also free. The other ones on Tuesday have a fee, or I have the first Tuesday of the month is a club members exclusive. I do have like a subscription type of club membership thing. So, but come join us for free if you like it enough and you think it's worth your while. Come and join us. We have a fun time regardless. But if you really enjoy tangling and you would pay for at least a class a month, it's worth your while. If you like my style, I should preface it with that, because that would be important. All right, and that's why come and check us out for free, because we're kind of crazy and it's fun. All right, so I put graphite on the underside of all of these. I think I got them, and I'm going to smudge it out. And I was a little heavy with it, but I'm smudging it all the way under the filled in orb, the little orb. and then I'm going to get the little partials afterwards. But I just thought this was neat. Normally, what I first thought to do, I don't know if I want to say normally or not, I would think to put graphite on the grid lines. And you know what? You certainly could do that. You probably could still do it, even if you wanted to do this and highlight the oddballs. But working on something that's small like this, I thought, no, this is kind of neat, because it makes them, it makes them kind of pop off the paper just a little bit, and I like it. So, and whatever you decide that you want to do is just fine, because you could actually do both, and then just put the graphite in between the orbs, and it will work fine. So, yeah, your choice, and that's what's fun about Zentangle, right? Okay, so I mentioned all of the after stuff. Oh, except for, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you click on the like button, and if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. And then I already mentioned the description section, so I won't hit that again, except to say thank you again for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.